Good afternoon, good morning, whatever the time frame may be that you receive this. Good afternoon in my time. I want to welcome you here. Discipleship 101. This is a book report. I was kind of caught between several books of what I want to do a book report on, and I went through some books. And as I was going through the books, I found some authors that I knew. And as I was looking through the authors, I realized I haven't really read too much on this author that I'm going to be speaking on today. And the one I'm speaking on is Charles Swindoll today. And in the book that I got, it had three in it. It was improving your serve, strengthening your grip, or dropping your guard. So it was a choice of what I looked at. And I was caught between two. And as I was caught between two, I asked one of my kids, what do you think I should do? And one of them said, strengthen your grip. So today I'm going to be bringing you the book report from Strengthen Your Grip. And I'm glad that I chose that, because then I chose that. I didn't really realize that how much that I need to strengthen my grip on some of the things that Chuck Swindoll went about. And I want to introduce you to the author today. And the author here, he was born in 1934. He was married to his wife Cynthia in 1955. They had 4 children, 10 grandchildren, and 7 great grandchildren. He had a little story in this book, and he talked about himself of going to the Marine Corps and getting sent off. And he said the first time that he prayed that the Lord would keep him in the States. And a few days went by, and as it went on, that he got the letter that he was going to be in the States. Well, they were excited about it, and him and his wife had moved to the base where he'd be stationed at for the Marine Corps. And a little while later, he got a letter. He was getting ready for his physical and getting ready for all the things that the military needs to be ready of. And when he got the letter, and he was actually going to be sent afar off. He was going to be sent out of state, and he was leaving behind his wife. And he said that really spoke to his heart. He said that while he was gone, God really did a work in his life. And sometimes I feel like that's what God has to do sometimes to us hardheads, that when he's wanting to strengthen us, he has to get us away from comfort. And in this, he also started a radio program called Insight for Living. He served as a senior pastor in Texas, Massachusetts, California. And in 1998, he served as a founder and senior pastor teacher of Stonebriar Community Church in Frisco, Texas. He also started the broadcasting system in Insight for Living in 1979. He served as a capacity of a president and now chancellor of Dallas Theological Seminary. He did that for 7 years, from 1994 to 2001. He was called to minister while he was in the military out in Okinawa during his 4th tour of duty. As I read these strengthen areas that he gave out to us, I can't help but think that maybe he walked through some of the same things. And as I seen in his writings, you could tell that God was really dealing with him and working on him. He was also a man of constant learning. If you look at his background of school and the PhDs that he had in multiple areas, as a Christian, that's exactly what we should be. We should be constantly learning about the Word, how to represent it, how to give it, and how to teach others to be able to take it out. So today I want to go through several areas out of this book in this book study that I went through, and some of his strengthens on his grip on some was priorities, some was involvement, some encouragement, purity, money, integrity, And that one to me, by the way, was probably one of the ones that really spoke to me the most. Matter of fact, I actually used some of the excerpts out of it to actually teach a Wednesday night Bible study. It just spoke to me that much. Another one is discipleship. Another one is aging. And another was getting your grip on missions, strengthening your grip on prayer, strengthening your grip on leisure, strengthening your grip on godliness, attitude, evangelism, authority, family. Those were the 16 chapters that was in this book that, as I read through them, I couldn't read through them in a hurry. And sometimes I'd go back and I thought, man, I was never going to get this book study done. I'm never going to get this book report done. And I couldn't help but to think about it. And I look at the priorities, like what am I strengthening grip on priorities? My priorities were, he gave 4 priorities for living. One was be biblical. Another one was be authentic. And another was be gracious and be relevant. I can't help but to look at those of priorities. What is the priorities in our lives? And the priority in my life, have I always kept Christ first? Have I always done what's right? Have I always read the word, devoted my time like I should? The answer would be no if we really got real. And I couldn't help it as I was walking through these and looking in some of the scriptures, as in 1 Thessalonians chapter 2, and what Paul was speaking on. If we look at being gracious, that means being tolerant in spirit, being tender, approachable. And the things that I can help to think about is, am I approachable? Would people come to me and talk to me about things? And when I am, will I have compassion? Well, enough there. I need to keep moving on because I could stay in this forever. The next one, strengthen your grip on involvement. How much am I involved? What am I involved? As long as we're involved, we'll never be isolated. And as long as, if isolation always continues, it will make us, it will make us be destructive, mentally and physical health. It will tear us down. And we look at also in strengthening the grip on encouragement. I like what Chuck said. Chuck said here on encouragement. And I always like to think that I encourage others, but sometimes I feel like that I don't. But in encouragement, I feel like goes a long way, but also encouragement looks like relation and being relatable. And I think that will help people be relevant in this day and time. But I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Chuck said here. There's several of these that I'm going to camp here for just a minute to be able to talk to you about, because there were stories behind it that Chuck moved on and he spoke on, and you could tell it really struck a chord with him, and he really wanted to share that with other people, and I want to share that today. Encouragement, he gave the don'ts. Encouragement is, it don't lose its cool. It don't make fun of. It's not short-tempered. It doesn't call names. And it doesn't, this one to me, it doesn't give up on the individual, no matter what, no matter the cause, no matter the situation, no matter what circumstances or situations they're in, that it doesn't give up on them. Christ wouldn't have done it, and neither should we. Here I say to wrap up this piece is that when all this happens, as Chuck said, we have to strengthen our grip on all these pieces in our life. In this book, Strengthen Your Grip, it wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. After getting into the book, man, did I need that. The author was real and all the way. He shared the relevancy of Scripture with times of now. He was humorous. He was serious. And when he needed to be. These chapters that he penned was good as well as challenging for me. He covered several decades of these events, and I can't help but to have walked through a few of them myself. And I tell you that the experience in life, I'm glad that through this book of strengthening, we can see that while we think we have it together, we still can get a grip on the things we're good at and make them better. and to get a grip on the things that we may not be so good at so that we can make them better as well. I'm glad to be able to bring to you this book report, and I hope that it's encouraging to someone that's going to be hearing and reading, or maybe you want to pick up this copy of Strengthening Your Grip. Have a great day. Thank you.